First little beach and first little find. It's a paste jar. I'll give it a rinse off. Good condition, no chips or cracks. I'll take it. I've just spotted some nice green glass. Probably the top of an old inkwell. Walking to the next little beach, and what a wonderful, marvellous autumn day it is. This here is the River Calder, one of 10 that share the name in the UK. When I was a child, it was quite a common sight to see this river bright green, sometimes red, sometimes orange, and occasionally bright blue, all because industrial dye works used to dump waste into it. Thankfully, stricter rules have stopped that, and the river's been recovering for the past 25 years. Wildlife's coming back. A few years ago, otters were reintroduced. Sadly, I'm wearing walking shoes today, so I can't really wade across to those little beaches. I will do one day soon when I've got some new wellies. My last pair were size 7 and my feet are now 12. It's been a while. Charlotte, Emily and Anne's brother Patrick lived up there in that grand old house in the 1840s, I think. Wow, there's an impressive number of Canada geese grazing over there. Just crossing the river to go to some small beaches downriver. I haven't been to them before, but I spotted them on Google Maps. Afterwards I'll return to that big beach just below the weir. It's a prime place to find river glass and pottery pieces. Anytime the river gets full and strong, it picks up whatever's been caught behind the lip of the weir and drops it down there. I'm looking for a way down to the riverside. I found a path down and, well, this beach is tiny. I guess the river was a bit low when the satellites photographed it. Still, there are things to find here. A small piece of pottery with a nice spiky turquoise leaf pattern. I've spotted an apple and something else, possibly stoneware, nicely worn. And some river glass and some blue and white. Plain colour, colour, but some texture. Oh, it's an ear. That's a surprise. From a phrenology head, perhaps. Spotted something. Is it a pipe? No, it's the spout of a teat. I'll give it a rinse and, well, I might find use for it one day if I ever decide to sculpt an elephant. Which, thinking about it, yeah, I think I want to do that now. I'll take it. Heading down to the second beach on this side of the river. It looks bigger. An interesting formation one I've seen before, possibly a fossil, possibly stonemason marks. What do you reckon? Some nice blue-green river glass. And my first bottle stop of today. And another piece of teapot spout. Some blue and white edge of a plate or a bowl. The edge of a pot perhaps. I like the pattern, I'll take it. I've just spotted a piece of flint. Quite rare around these parts, it's not native and it looks like it might be worked. Here the river has spat out a bike. Probably stolen, but it's a low quality bike and quite rusty. I doubt the owner will really want it back now, and I'm quite certain the police would prefer it if I don't report it. I've spotted a small jar. Shame the lip's a bit chipped, but I'll give it a rinse. Might take it, might not. And what's this plastic thing over here? Looks like something to do with fishing. I'll take it and put it in the recycling. Spotted something there. It's a ceramic bottle stopper. Excellent. I haven't found one of these before. Heading to the main beach now. Got to go under this bit of a bridge. And along this precarious stretch of riverbank. I'll need my hands, so I'll be back in a minute on the beach. Lots of nice pieces of pottery and river glass. Another glass bottle stopper. I've just found something interesting. Here it is. A piece of antler, I think. A handle from something. Probably a tool, but maybe a weapon. I'm at the top of the beach and there's a tomato plant growing wild here. Surprising that it's still producing tomatoes. There have been quite a few frosts in the last month. It must be a very hardy variety. Vulcanized rubber bottle stopper. My iPad's struggling to focus on it, sorry. Just having a little scrape below the surface to see if it's interesting down here. A few nice pieces, but there's more than enough on the surface to be going on with. Another ear, from a doll's head this time. Some nice amber colour there. An old electrical insulator. I don't know what that is. Oops. Oh, it looks kind of like a hand holding up a dead bird. Probably a duck, poor thing. Piece of pipe stem. And another. Nice rim from an old vessel. Beautifully worn. I don't know how to date these things yet, but I am interested to learn, so if anyone has any idea on this, please do comment. Spotted something. An interesting piece of glass, perhaps a chess piece or a broken handle off something. A little bottle, not all that old. Sadly quite damaged. Just spotted another glass bottle stopper. This is today's haul, some treasure and some trash to recycle. I've just stopped off on the way home to see the birds. They're a friendly bunch, always hungry. When I get a better camera, I'll try and film feeding them. The pigeons tend to land on shoulders and arms, so I don't really film it with this iPad. I don't think it would survive being dropped. I'm just about to start my cleanup, but my girlfriend sent some pictures of this to an archaeologist friend of hers, and he's advised me to keep it in the condition I found it, and to report the find to the Portable Antiquities Scheme. That's exciting for me. I didn't really expect to find anything particularly interesting on my first filmed hunt, and I did it more as practice really, but now I might have to put the video together and actually upload it. My first roundup time. First, here's a tub nearly full with river glass. It's a little rough and jagged in places, but none of it sharp. I'll be able to use quite a bit of it in art and craft projects. Second, this tub has a smaller amount of river glass. It's a better grade, smoother, more polished. Some of it's good enough to be used in jewellery. But realistically, I'll probably just use most of it in crafts as well, because jewellery making is an expensive load of tools away from being one of my hobbies. Next is a small selection of blue and white pottery, mostly patterns, only a few incomplete portions of pictures. I like these, but I don't really have a use for them myself. But I do have a friend who puts them into mosaics, so I'll pass them along to her if she wants them. Next we have a more eclectic selection of pottery sherds. There's no rhyme or reason for what I picked up, I just liked it in the moment. That beach is covered in pottery and glass pieces, and I don't really know what's good to look out for yet. I do intend to learn how to date things, but I have no idea yet. If you spot anything interesting here that you can offer a date for, please do comment. Moving on to some non-impressive glassware. From back to front we have a paste jar, a small bottle, neither of them particularly old, a small and thin jar, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I think might once have been the top of a nice ink bottle. My initial cleaning leaves a lot to be desired. I'm going to soak these for a few days now in some nasty cleaning chemicals and see if they'll come up any better. Next, the ears. This one is obviously from a ceramic doll's head, and it's rather more pink than I'd expect, a little too vibrant a shade to be realistic. And this piece I thought was part of a phrenology head. However, the letters don't really match the common words near the left ears of phrenology heads, so does anyone have any ideas? I haven't ever actually found a full and intact clay pipe in any of the local rivers. The rivers here are fast-flowing, shallow and rocky, and clay pipes are fragile. I have found one intact in a bottle tub before, but never in a river. I do hope to one day soon. I still have no firm idea about this intriguing piece of glass. It's broken at both ends and slightly tapered. Any ideas? A vulcanized rubber screw bottle stopper by Websters and Sons of Halifax. They were a brewery company in Ovenden, just outside of Halifax, since 1838. The brewery closed in 1996 and the brand finally went out of production in 2015. 3 glass bottle stoppers. One is blank, one's embossed with gartons, so it probably came from a HP sauce bottle, and one is embossed with hose sauce, which was a condiment made on a farm in Greater Manchester since probably before 1913. That's the earliest advertising I can find online. I don't think it's still made, but it was still sold up until at least the 1980s. Perhaps my favourite find of the day is this ceramic bottle stopper. I know they're not especially rare, and I found a few bits of them before, but this is the first one I found intact. Hopefully not my last. I like this, whatever it is. When I first spotted it, I thought it might be a heavily eroded brick, because it is brick coloured, but I think it probably is the rim of a large bowl. The cliché of Yorkshire people being a bit obsessed with tea is probably rooted in historical fact. It's certainly the case that I find a lot of tea drinking related china fragments, pieces of teapot and teacup and saucers. And last but by no means least, we have this piece of antler. Undoubtedly it's been worked by human hand. It's what's known as a whittle tang handle, and it could have been part of a tool knife or perhaps a weapon knife. I'm advised it's probably post-medieval, but the lack of markings will make an exact date very hard, or quite likely impossible, to determine. But I am excited. The Portable Antiquities Scheme Liaison does want to catalogue it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I do intend to get better at filming. This was quite wobbly in parts. I'll probably be getting a new camera sometime in the new year and improving my filming technique in the meantime. Until next time, goodbye and thank you very much for watching.